Thank you, band. You do a great job for us, warming everyone up to the joy of being alive with an opportunity to share in unity. This is an amazing opportunity, and we should see that clearly. To have the opportunity to get involved in the life-transforming truth. You see, we're all here to be awake and aware and how to live life effectively, joyfully, beautifully, harmoniously. But that's facilitated by the principles that we share in unity. So our gratitude should go to the unity movement, the ideals that Charles and Myrtle Fillmore presented that allow us to grow toward that which we really want, which is personal, joyful, collective fulfillment in life. Is there anybody here from another unity? Is there anybody here for the first time? Raise your hand. If you're here for the first time, keep your hand up, please. We have a gift for you. All right, there you go. Okay. Keep your hand up. If you're here for the first time, keep your hand up. All right, so be open, be grateful, because Syntysche is about to share with you the principles that make life truly worth living. Look forward to it.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Boulder, everyone who's joining us here in-house and everyone who's joining us online. We love spending time with you every Sunday, so thank you. A few announcements of events happening here at Unity of Boulder are, obviously, I'm sure a lot of you noticed that we are having a craft fair for the second week in a row over in Fellowship Hall. Definitely go check it out and see if there's any amazing items. I'm sure there's stuff over there that you're not going to find anywhere else, since most of it is all handmade. Definitely take a quick walk through or a long walk through. And also, don't forget it's Christmas time. Don't forget to check out our store for all kinds of gifts that you're not going to find anywhere else in this town, and definitely not at these prices. So definitely check that out too sometime between now and the 24th. But speaking of the 24th, Christmas Eve, that's when we are having our 2 Christmas services. We're going to do one at 5 p.m. and one at 7 p.m. You can get tickets for it. They're free. You can get them in the lobby. You can get them online. But definitely grab a ticket for yourself. Grab a ticket for a neighbor, a friend, a family member, maybe someone who's never come here. It's a great time to see the grandeur of Unity of Boulder for the first time. So that is the 24th of this month. We are currently doing our annual drive for the reservation at Wounded Knee. And what we're looking for is, we're not looking for random stuff. We are looking for good items of warmth, coats, pants, warm clothes, any type of heater, anything like that that's working. That's really the kind of stuff we're looking for. But the other thing we're looking for is, you'll notice out in our lobby, there's a Christmas tree out there with a whole bunch of little tags on it. And each tag has a name of a child at Wounded Knee and their age and gender, so you have an idea of what type of toy to buy them. So what we ask is that you take a tag and go purchase a gift, a brand new one, and then you deliver it here, and we send it all up there with that tag attached to it. Let's see, anything else? No, that is it. So check out the tree, check out the craft fair, check out the store. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity today. This is the point in our service where it's a call for prayer, an opportunity to become a conduit of Spirit's love for this universe and for others, family members, people that might be facing a challenging time, because we know the holidays can be challenging, for those who are alone or facing significant things in their life right now. So we have pieces of paper in the pew in front of you where you can write their names down. And Steve Sheets, who's the head of our prayer partners, will come down and collect them through this aisle. You don't have to put their last name, and you don't have to put what the issue is, because we know that God already knows what you need before you ask. This is just us participating in this prayerful practice, which always works, and miracles happen every time you really put yourself out there in this prayerful alignment with God. But we like to sing this song to call ourselves into this room and leave our life outside these doors, the stressors of things outside these doors, and let this hour be a blessing unto thyself, to know thyself, to love thyself, and to sing these words into our spirits. And please join us. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within guide your way home. Join us. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within guide your way home. Guide your way home. And so it is. Now we're going to invite the entertainment club up, and we're going to sing a Christmas number we all know. I'm going to climb down here. And we're going to ask you all to stand too, because you all know this song. Hi, cuteness. We're looking for Steve Sheets. We're delaying because he's one of our singers. He's got many jobs. He's wearing many hats today.
Hark the bells, sweet silver bells, all sing to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, that is their song. With trouble in all caroling, once is a year.
I could hear you all too. It was great.
And now we'd like to welcome to our stage today's special music, Rebecca Abraxas. Welcome back, Rebecca. Rebecca, on the third Friday of every month, Rebecca does a sound circle experience downstairs in the meditation room. And she's doing, it's not this coming Friday, but the following Friday, Friday the 20th. What time is that? Is that 6:30?
6:30.
At 6:30. You got to check it out. You're going to see something you're not going to hear or feel anywhere else. So take it away, Rebecca.
Thank you, Mike. Show me the way. Won't you show me the way of love? Show me the way. When I wake up, tired and weary, feeling triggered and teary, bless my heart, bless my soul, bless the roads that I walk, show me. Show me the way. Won't you show me the way of love? Show me the way. Show me the way of love. Show me. When my moods get the best of me, light me up, set me free. When I'm walking with fear, let me know your relief is near. Show me the way. Show me the way. Won't you show me the way of love? Show me the way. Won't you show me the way of love? Show me. Another day without peace and love in my heart. Oh, show me the way. Oh, show me the way of love. Oh, show me, show me, show me the way. Oh, just show me the way of love. Show me, show me the way, show me the way of love.
Thank you, Rebecca. That's a great way to start. So I just want to start, this is the talk title, but I first want to acknowledge all the people that came and beautified this building on Friday. We had an incredible turnout of volunteers. And I was reminded, what it was like when we had volunteers that supported our staff. We've had many years where it's been just us decorating, and it was like one after another just started appearing, and it was like, oh my gosh, it was like an answer to prayers, like maybe there's a turn where people are remembering that these church centers are yours. They're not really led by the leadership only, that it is in giving that we receive. So I want to acknowledge the people that showed up on Friday. This is Deb. We've got somebody down in the Sunday school room working on the kids' Christmas tree. She was doing the name tags for the Christmas tree for the wounded knee. This is a Christmas tree over here. Everybody's getting acknowledged today because I want to say thank you. And it was so quick. We did it in like 2 or 3 hours, and if you really look how decorated this place is, it was like, yes, thank you, God. I just had chills as they all appeared at 10 a.m. on Friday, and it was like, yes, I remember back in the day us all having fun and drinking hot cocoa and doing what we did this last Friday. So I just hope that this is a new current, and I pray and see, and I'm in gratitude that this is a new current, that you recognize that this is your building, this is your spiritual center, and if you see something out of place or a plant that needs to be watered, this is yours. You don't need to ask us. Just help us. Take care of it. Just know that this is your wonderful center. This is your place to take care of. So we have still other areas you can volunteer for Christmas Eve. We need ushers. We've obviously already got a choir set, and we've got a few more that are in our choir that couldn't make it today. But we've got an amazing production coming up, and this is one of the ways that we really bring in the community to visit our center and understand our philosophy and how we look at the birth of Christ within us and what that really, really means. So my talk title is Your Blessings Are Abound, which is a statement by Esther Hicks, which is one of our great law of attraction teachers throughout the world, and I'm sure everybody's heard of her. But we have a little more than 3 weeks until the new year. This is a really good prepping time to start bringing to mind what it is that we want to shift in our lives, right? Many people use different times of year, their birthdays, or there's times where they see the new year. For me, it's kind of like when the school year starts. It's kind of like the beginning of a new year because you have kids, but whatever works with you. But January 1st or December 31st tends to be that evening where we put ourselves back on the map and recognize what we would like to shift. And then we have a big ceremony on the Sunday after New Year's where we burn away the things that no longer serve us, and we call in that which we are feeling inspired to bring into our lives. When you don't know what to do or how to change something, the most powerful thing we can do is go into prayer. In Matthew, it says it this way: when you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your mother, who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. And your father and your mother are not separate from yourself. You're going into the silence to go into a higher state of consciousness within you, so that you tap within this highest knowing that you came in with. We're here in unity, remembering the truth and the power that lives within us. It's not a separate God that is looking upon us and either gives us favor or doesn't give us favor. If we're feeling we have favor in our life, then you've probably tapped into this higher consciousness and things are starting to be divinely directed and unfolding in your life. And if you feel like there's a lot of blocks and limitations showing up in your life, again, that's on us and what's in our consciousness and what we're harboring within ourselves that's recreating the same experience in different ways over and over again to deepen our understanding of how this universe works, because the universe is honorable. Your room in this passage signifies the inmost recesses of your being. It is sometimes referred to as the upper room or chamber in the Bible. And the psalmist poetically calls this inner sanctuary the secret place of the Most High. It is here that we become aware of our oneness with God. As we enter the inner chamber by opening our consciousness to the living spirit within our minds and hearts, it closes the worldly consideration. And having the door shut is us coming into thy divine knowing, thy divine self. Frequently, the mind is so filled with outer interests, it is difficult to release them and think of God. If persistent, we learn the secret of spiritual concentration and abide in the secret place. The prayer that we then make is in connection with the rules of prayer, and we may rest in the promise that your Father knows what you need before you ask, and the Father who sees in secret will reward you. And the Father is not seeing you in secret. Father is you in your highest consciousness, Jesus Christ. It's the Christ potential that's sitting within you. You taking the time to not make your prayers about a show. That's what it's saying. Prayers in secret is you not sitting over your meal in a restaurant and making this huge prayer for the whole world to see, look how spiritual they are. They're just so amazing. Look at that big prayer they're doing in show. The prayer is in secret. It's within and it abides within you in this upper room, this upper chamber that's within you, in gratitude for whatever the prayer is that is already coming, that it's already coming, and you let it go, and you hand it to Spirit, God, Source, whatever word makes you feel aligned and connected and hugged by this universe. After Thanksgiving this last week and a half ago, my brother was in town, and he was leaving my house, and I'm not sure what I said at the Thanksgiving table, but he left me with these words that resonated in my heart for like 2 days. He said to me, "This time in your life, Syntysche, is about taking care of you. When you pray, make your prayers isolated on what you need in your own life. I suggest you stop trying to pray for everyone else, our parents, the church, everyone else except for you. We all just want your life to be the dream that you have for yourself and your furtherment." And I felt that like a punch, like, I see you. You know, this is my older brother. We're very, very close. And it was emotional for me to hear my brother say, "This is what we want for you." And a lot of my life, really taking care of everyone else, is the way that I feel loved. And I'm finding that I'm spreading myself more and more thin. Who can relate with that? Where you are really fulfilled at everybody else's happiness with all your sharing and your giving. But there's a point where that can be actually limiting and a little bit dangerous, right? And I think my brother's seeing that in me. And obviously his words, they reached me. They cut me a little bit. And I guess I'm up here saying we have to put ourselves back on the map. This is the birth of Christ within us. And we tend to be Christmas as like, let's just make everybody else have this magical Christmas. And what if we make this Christmas about us having a wonderful Christmas this year? And not spending money we don't have to overly give gifts. Very guilty of that too. You know, going into debt where you're paying this off for the rest of the year, and hopefully you pay that last debt so you can do it the next year. And really prioritizing, what is this season about? It's about music. It's about presence. Like the presence, like physical presence right here and now, right? It's about beingness. It's about cherishing the beautiful moments with your kids if they're here or on the phone, or just reminiscing on the past when they were little, and all of those different things. And yesterday I was at a concert of my youngest daughter at her high school, and the music program at Silver Creek High School is unbelievable. And there was a symphony of about 150 kids on the stage playing the most unbelievable Christmas music, and then my daughter's in one of the higher choirs singing with that backdrop. And at the end, they had every single kid that's in this program, and it's got to be half the school. I mean, it's very art-centric, and it's a public school, which I have to say that I'm very blessed that there's a school that exists like that. And the last number was Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, with the whole symphony and all these kids surrounding all of us. And it's my last kid, and she's 17. She will be in a few days, and it's like, this is what it's all about. You know, these cherished moments that I've rushed through because I'm trying to carry the church and our choir program and everything else, and just to sit there and bask in a vibration of just pure beauty. I left there in this holy state of just a vibration where I was so open and talking about their childhoods and all these different things. And at one point I landed on a dog that I had 20 years ago, and thinking about a funny Christmas memory of this dog, just a rascal, because he was a husky mix. And I don't know if you ever had a husky, but they're the worst dogs on the planet, and they're the most lovable. Like, they are so bad, and they're so smart. And while I was talking about him, I haven't seen this dog in 20 years, I actually got the essence of his soul in my being. Have you had that, where it's been 20 years since you've actually grabbed hold of the soul in your body and your being, and you realize there is no time or space. There is no physicality. This physicality gets in such a way of the rawness of this life expanded awareness. And when it hit, it was just tears. I felt him. His name was Hopi. I felt his essence, I felt his being, I felt his playfulness, and that cry felt so good because I lost that energy from that dog. And I have all these dogs I love right now, but are you getting what I'm saying, where I'm going with this? When we get into this raw, like that's what the holidays does. It opens us up to the magical, to the miracle existence. Getting into this prayerful place, really soaking in all the senses of these experiences and allowing yourself to have supernatural things happen. Instead of the physical gift giving and receiving, getting into the miracles of this time. I had something else. So I have this quote, and it says it this way. Manifestation isn't about receiving what you ask for. It's about receiving what aligns with who you are. Focus on change. Navigate the trials with gratitude. Embody your evolving self and celebrate your progress with each step you take. Celebrate your progress, right? You know, emotional intelligence is one where we don't give up because we can't figure out what's next. Emotional intelligence is that you keep stepping in without the knowing. That's what the spiritual work is about. It's having faith in this greater something, that there's greater order. And the more disorder that's in your life, get really excited. I hate that, but it's true. The more disorder there is in your life, it's time to get really excited because there's a whole scrambling up of something wonderful and ordained for you. And it's about to unfold if you keep stepping into the not knowing. It's that beginner's mind. It's being aware that I don't know. To be able to be in I don't know. And to trust that something wonderful is coming. The universe responds to your commitment. Your journey is an art, not an instant transformation. Just keep progressing and the universe will harmonize with your intentions. Did you know that you already are getting what you're committed to getting? Do you know that you're already getting what you're committed to getting? Let's unpack that for a second. I did a whole talk on this about a year ago. It's really our commitments to ourselves, right? And sometimes we can't see in a big enough view, from an eagle point of view, upon our lives, to see to the extension and the limitlessness of what is possible for us, right? And so we say, well, if this happens, then I'll be happy, right? We put this like wall in that progression. Or when this happens, when I graduate from school, when I lose the weight, you know, all these New Year's things that we say, when I quit smoking, when I quit drinking, we have these things, and then I'm going to love myself, and then I'll be committed to receiving more things. And the truth is it just starts right here. What are you committed to receiving in your life? Does anybody want to share something that they're committed to receiving in their life? Love? Health? Peace? Gratitude? Faith? Guidance, yes. Opportunity. Human connection. Contentment. Respect, yes, that's a really good one. Right? And so we receive what we're committed to receiving. And one of my prayers has been that I am committed to receiving as much as I am giving. That's the new one. Since I got that conversation with my brother, it was like, I am committed to receiving to the level of what I'm giving, right? And just from shifting that energy, I can feel a flow returning into my life. in small ways, but I'm also looking for it. And when we're looking for the miracles, we see them all the time, right? Because miracles are always happening. But they're little. It's not always like extraordinary miracles. It's sometimes just little subtle things that you're like, whoa, I can feel the current is moving again. I can feel that the stagnation and the stuckness has lessened. And I can feel that flow of love and peace going in and out. My slides. I'm carrying a few things. It says I have a slide, but I do not. And I obviously did not type it. So in Matthew 6:8 it says, "And when you pray, do not babble on like pagans, for they think that by their many words they will be heard. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask." Do not babble on like pagans. It almost feels like a humorous statement, right? Like, don't be babbling away with this long, extended, like, did you cover that when you eat the food that's going to digest and you're going to eliminate it correctly in the whole bit while you get your food, right? Like you've heard those kind of prayers. You're like, gross. We're about to eat. Like those kind of prayers. Like the universe knows what you need before you even ask kind of thing, right? But metaphysically, what does pagan mean? Pagan is one in any age who believes in the power of the material things. We believe in the power of the material things, right? So to pray from and as the spiritual lifted being, from God, as God, right? From an enlightened state of the Most High, right? We meet it there. Get into that vibration of prayer and become aligned with that from that high consciousness. So it's not out there. It's right here. It's accessible right here. It's not some prayer out here, some distant day, something outside of us, right? And in Mark 11 it says, "And Jesus answered them, 'Have faith in God. Truly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, be taken up and cast into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says will come to pass, it will be done for you. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Believe that you received it, and then it will be yours. I mean, look at these profound Bible quotes. And I'm not usually this Bible heavy, but it's Christmas time, and it's time to really reflect, because this is about the birth of Christ. And what does that really mean to us? That birth of Christ within us. It means it's a new beginning. Just like any birth, it's anew. We get to be made anew. We get to start over right here and now, and leave the limitation and the blocks and the insecurities and the low self-esteem and the brokenness and the hurt and the shame and the blame behind. And breathe in this Christ potential as us, right? So I'm going to go through the Lord's Prayer. This mighty prayer is familiar to every Christian. It becomes a vital part of our prayer life when our understanding of it deepens. So here it is broken down metaphysically for you. And really, when we talk about unity, we break down the Bible metaphysically. And what does the metaphysics mean? It's the study of reality and existence. To break something down metaphysically is to make it apply to us here and now. It's not about looking at the history or the allegory, whatever you think about the Bible. It's about taking it into our own experience here and now. Our Father, the one life that all share, who art in heaven, which is the spiritual realm, thy kingdom come, the wholeness of thy spirit be manifested. And this isn't working. Is there another slide? Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thy perfect will coming into expression on the plane of manifestation, earth, as it is on the spiritual heights. It's this higher state of consciousness. It all comes forth from this place. All right, you're going to have to keep switching because I think the battery's dead. Give us this day our daily bread. all that is necessary to sustain life spiritually, mentally, and physically. And forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors. As we forgive others their trespasses against us, we are forgiven. And more importantly, I feel like the more we forgive others, we release ourselves from the entrapment of holding someone else responsible for our good. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. This is perhaps the least understood portion of the prayer. God, who is perfect and good, could never bring or lead or leave us in temptation, lead us in temptation, but is undoubtedly true that we are tested. Like I said, if everything's really kind of going off the rails right now, this is good. Temptation, but it is undoubtedly true that we are tested. This portion of the prayer asks that we may be delivered from the seeming powers of the lower nature. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. This is our recognition that God is the giver of all good, and we acknowledge this limitless expending power within us. And we say amen. So it is our acceptance in faith. And so when it's talking to us about being led down into temptation, that is a human quality. Temptation is of the world. And we have to remember that, right? When we find ourselves caught up in things that feel not good, which means we don't feel God that is good, then we have to realize that there's probably a cleansing. We're trying to find things to plug in to the breaking points inside of ourselves. We're trying to fix things from the outer dynamic of life, and you're going to find that you're going to fall short, and they're never going to fulfill you. Because the fulfillment of this life experience, this spiritual experience first before a human experience, comes from our alignment with this greater power. And we can try all the things, and we know when we're younger and we're in our teenage years or our 20s, we still believe that something outside of us can make us feel better about something. But unfortunately, it normally takes crisis, trauma, disease, diagnosis, betrayal, loss. A person has to reach that lowest denominator where nothing's making that feeling go away, to finally turn towards oneself. They stop grasping for that lever. They stop grasping for someone else to heal you, to start grasping to tell me that I'm good enough, to stop grasping to show me that I am worthy. We eventually have to turn to self and figure out how we can share that message with self. And the only energy that can do that is God, Source, Spirit. Right? It's being with self. It's going to the upper room and feeling those voids, feeling the feelings of the loss, feeling the fear of the illness, feeling the lag, the not knowing, the not wanting to do this anymore, all those feelings that can be like this. And then when we sit with it and we be with it and we get to this higher state of consciousness and we hold it and can bring love to it, bring light to it, can bring a voice to it, we can start to heal it and move that energy out of our subconscious mind so it has no driver in us anymore. But that takes time. That's why we have to go to the upper chamber often. That's why we have to go to the secret place of prayer, right? Paul said, stir up the gift of God, which is in thee, which is in Timothy 2. And really, wasn't that the true mission of Jesus? To help all people to discover the light energy within themselves and to let it shine. There are reserves of light within you, but they must be discovered and released. No matter how depleted you might feel today, there is reserves of light within you, and we have to stir it up. They talk about the water being stirred up a lot. The being stirred up, it's this evoking of the spiritual intelligence within oneself. And it's not something you can do with someone else, right? We tend to think that somebody else could stir this up for us, or we could stir it up for somebody else, and it just can't. It simply can't. That's why relationships are hard. When somebody really, really gets stirred up, and the illumination happens with them, and they want their partner to meet them there. That's pretty rare that you can really find that in that relationship. And if you can, consider yourself very, very lucky, very, very blessed that a miracle happened. Or you're in the stirred up place, and you need to find a person that's in that same consciousness, so you can share this kind of love. Who wants that kind of a love in a relationship? Yeah, right? And so that's what we're here to experience, is to first be it, and then we can attract it and evoke it within our connection with others. People thought that Jesus destroyed the old law because he fulfilled it so easily. And he did such amazing things. Sight was restored to the blind. Hungry multitudes were miraculously fed. Even the dead were brought back to life. Everywhere he went, he left a trail of puzzling miracles in his wake. Do you think that that is just identifiable for what Jesus' walk on this earth was supposed to be? Let's go back to this. The birth of Christ within us. So if you're having a healing challenge, or you know someone that has a healing challenge going on, or you're dealing with a financial issue, or you're dealing with a relationship with your kid, or all of this is possible. All of it is healable. All of it can become in one miracle. When you go to these high states of consciousness, to recognize beginner's mind. I don't know. And stop putting a story of blame and shame and insecurity into this story of miraculousness that you're willing to walk into. Healing the multitudes of all the senses that are going on within yourself to allow yourself to become whole in homeostasis, mind, body, and spirit. And miracles are miracles only because we do not understand the process involved. The dictionary defines the word miracle as an effect in the physical world which surpasses all known human or natural powers and is therefore ascribed to supernatural agency. This is in the dictionary, folks. Miracles are defined as something from the supernatural. And every single one of you have had those experiences where you know this was not of the human experience. Who's had that experience, even if you've only had it once? Who has it every day? And you're looking for miracles then, right? You're looking through a lens that miracles not only are possible, but if you're not seeing miracles every day, something has gone very wrong. Something has gone very wrong. I read a true story about a man who had a near-death experience after his car was crushed in a huge pileup along a major freeway in America. At first, as his soul began to move upward above the wreckage, he experienced confusion and fear at having been precipitously thrust from his body. Then he became aware of a beam of light coming from one of the cars that hadn't been damaged in the crash. His soul moved toward that light, and there he discovered a woman praying for others. As her prayers continued, the light expanded to touch the entire scene of suffering, and he felt great peace and comfort fill his soul. Ascending into the astral world, the man was met by an angelic being who told him it wasn't yet time for him to leave his body. Later, he regained consciousness and lived to tell the story of how someone's prayers brought comfort to those in need. someone's prayers brought comfort to those in need. So it changes the way when we do face accidents and we pass something that's a crisis, and we see those things all the time, to recognize that you are the conduit of God. We are the human angels here. We bring that pulsating, healing light from this illumination that lives within us, that's grand and beyond, and most of the time not nearly as tapped as it should be. Become the answer of the prayers you want to see in this world. Being a conduit of that love, that peace, when there is a need, no matter how in a hurry you're in. And watch how you reap the benefits of what you sow. When you take part in your personal responsibility as an advocate, as an adversary, as a healing energy for others, you won't have to want for anything. Can I get my next slide? In Galatians 6:7-9, it says, a person reaps what they sow. Whoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap destruction. Whoever sows to please the Spirit, from the Spirit will reap eternal life. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And I'll go on to this next slide. And metaphysically, meaning of the flesh, because we're going through some metaphysics right now, flesh represents mortal consciousness expressing itself through appetite. It is overcome by denying the appetite in the physical. So that appetite can be many things. That appetite can be for drugs and alcohol. That appetite can be for negative talking and negative thoughts and negative words, and you're wondering why your life isn't changing. That appetite can be so many things of the outer world that you think it's not affecting you by being part of this flesh experience. But what we're talking about here today is of spirit. And I'll go on to the next slide. The metaphysical meaning of eternal life. The teaching of Jesus is that all people shall through them be made free from sin and be saved to the uttermost spirit, soul, body. And what do we know? What is sin? Sin is just missing the mark, metaphysically. You'll be free from missing the mark. And you will be illuminated in this Christ potential in your life. And you will not be making these mistakes anymore because you recognize you are reaping what you sow. You're reaping what you're sharing in this world. And nobody can take that bad behavior or that old behavior or that low consciousness behavior from you. You are the only one that can say, now is the time. Now is the time. Jesus said that. Now is the time for the demonstration of grace in my life. Now is the time. I'm willing to step in to this not knowing. I don't need to know. But I do know that this love, this God, this faith, this spirit, this source is the only thing that is real. Thank you.
We have once again been inspired by the truths being shared. And of course, the key to it all is to put those truths to work in our own lives, in our own experiences, and see the proof and the results of that. So we are very blessed to be able to do that. And I'm speaking to you that are watching this on live stream, and you might be on our website watching it. Just scroll to the right-hand corner where it says donate, or you can donate in any one of these fashions right here. but I do encourage you to donate. By donating, you make yourself a part of this divine light experience. And that's how we enter into that oneness with all that unity represents, by giving. Giving is the outward expression of divine love. With that in mind, we can all here bring into our hands that gift we'd like to make to Unity of Boulder, and we can bless that gift with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. And we have another blessing to listen to Rebecca Abraxas share her incredible music. This girl has the most unique voice that anybody's ever had. She is such an artist. Thank you, Rebecca.
This is a traditional little song. I like singing this song a lot. Yeah, so if you want to get up and clap with me, sing with me, and share the light of the season, reborn in light, here we go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo-hoo! All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, well, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, well, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Ooh, 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 yeah. Monday, Tuesday, I'm gonna let it shine. Wednesday, Thursday, well, I'm gonna let it shine. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Ooh-hoo. I'm gonna walk in peace and love. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna walk in peace and love. Well, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna walk in peace and love. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Ooh, yeah, do that with me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, well, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Okay, if you're facing a challenge right now, we have prayer partners available to you. They're standing up over here. You get to stay seated in your seat at the completion of the service, and they will come and meet with you and take you down to our beautiful meditation room and pray with you downstairs. Choir will be in here right after the service. Yeah, choir will be right here, right after the service. And my discussion group will be in the conference room in the bookstore, and that's going to be led by Wynn today, because I'll be dealing with soloists downstairs. We have a lot going on in this building today. Craft fair, don't forget about that.
Right. I just want to say to you that if you'd like to be in the choir, this is the time to join. Come on up here.
Well, this is the last chance you can
Right,
join.
be in the choir,
Okay.
because they're singing Christmas songs and doing...
It's not hard stuff, okay?
Right.
So you can just stay in
Anybody
the
can do
sanctuary and
harmony,
join
just
in
throw
here
in
if you'd
any
like to
harmony that
sing.
you know.
But with enough people singing it, it really becomes moving, inspirational, and all of that.
All right, let's circle around these two sets of pews, and we're going to hold hands and sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. Here, you're good. Come with us. Come join us. We'll put you right on camera.
Great.
All right, here we go. Let's go right into I Release. Here we go.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I reach your turn. In the Spirit, in my heart.
You guys are killing it.
Yes, I'm.
It's still going to be you. Keep going.
No more struggle with my faith. I'm free. Free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yeah.
Woo! Have a beautiful week.